What's up, guys? It's been a while. The channel's called Just Fix It, Dude. We're gonna switch gears a little bit, though. I know some of the videos I made about just like doing basic household stuff had some value to them, but to be honest with you guys, it's just not where I'm at. That's why you haven't seen any videos from me in a while. Where I'm at specifically is in an area, Colorado. I live in Colorado Springs, and where I'm at now is I just want to share with you guys more like some lifestyle videos and then videos about the work that I'm doing. The work I've been doing for the last 13 years is real estate sales. I own a real estate brokerage in Colorado Springs. It's been fairly successful over the course of the last 8 years. The construction stuff that you were seeing me do on this channel was like kind of an attempt to get away from it, to have a more structured life, but realized pretty quickly that construction is no more structured than real estate sales. But some of the stuff I'm getting into now, I hope you guys find it interesting. The videos are going to be more about just really lifestyle, exploration, and business. Right now we're getting into some interesting chunks though. Starting to get into some chunky quartz right here. A solo piece. But the mineralization's starting to get a little bit more interesting, and I'm seeing prospects. The big adit that we came here to explore got shut down since we found it. It's got a gate that the state put up on it now, unfortunately for us. So out here looking for a different place to adventure. As I struggle up here to get to this prospect with you guys, it really never ceases to amaze me just how much harder people were back in the day. You know, this area was really prospected as a result of the California gold rush of, you know, the 49ers, right? So people passing through Colorado would pan some creeks, stumble upon a little bit of gold, and ultimately some people stayed and a handful of them struck it rich. But you know, for every dude that struck it rich out here, there were a whole lot of dudes trekking gear to these altitudes of 12, 13,000 feet to find nothing. And just the fortitude of those people from back in the day just really reminds me of how much easier we have it now. Coming up on this prospect, I think an old wheelbarrow. Let's go check it out. See the tailings up close here. It's really no joke, the angle that these guys were working at. Down there are a couple of small structures, you know, enough to probably shelter maybe 4 or 5 guys. Super old wheelbarrow right there. We'll go check that out. And just a very iron-rich sulfide deposit of some sort. Let's go see if it goes any further. Slightly sketchy, partially collapsed, but she seems to go a bit. Have some telltale signs down here that other people have found it interesting. If any of you guys that drink the Coors could help me out with dating this can here. It's not new. A couple of them right here. Somebody was kicking it just outside of the prospect. And then also in this tailings pile, while we have mostly waste rock, we certainly have a couple pieces that are more interesting than the waste rock. First of all, if you're looking at this, you see all the kind of like a sponge-like texture almost. I believe that's going to be from, you know, hydrothermal, geothermal metamorphosis, so to speak. And then you start seeing some more interesting, more shiny pieces that to me resemble galena. There's a few of them like that. Also in the waste rock, we're finding quite a bit of quartz. So I'm guessing they were chasing a hydrothermal vein of quartz that then, you know, deposited all sorts of things like iron and other more precious things, but you can definitely see how the rock was changed by heat here. I don't think I'm in any danger of suffocating as this prospect ends literally right here. Just flooded. Only goes a few feet. Bummer. Up here in Peekaboo Gulch, we came up here with a buddy about 5 years ago and found this adit. And we went into it about 600 feet to a Y, but then decided, hey, it's probably not super safe without like an air quality meter, and came back 5 years later and the state sealed it up. It goes quite a ways. There's old rail here, like it was a pretty sizable prospect that we were hoping to explore today, but I guess we're gonna have to keep on looking. To be fair, the setting alone is worth it. I'm gonna try to find a way up to that road. This is all part of the Grizzly Peak Caldera here, just west of La Plata Peak in Colorado. So coming down out of the basin, a lot of prospects up on the mountain, but we can't find a way to get up to that old section of road. I'm guessing it was probably washed out at some point right here, maybe with avalanches over time. This is all on an avalanche path, but you can see what the old timers were chasing here, you know. Got fat quartz veins with a prospect right up the hill from it. Let's make our way up to that. Looking at this collapsed adit here, kind of a cool and somewhat unique feature is this concretion. You can see the native host rock that got just blasted by the hydrothermal fluids here as part of the Grizzly Peak Caldera whenever that event was taking place millions of years ago, and now you end up with this very soft conglomerate rock, super rich in iron. Unfortunately, we strike out on this adit, but we luck out with this view and keep it moving.